Hey, what's up, everyone? BallietBran here. So today we have the normal stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Richard was streaming right before this, around let's see, around maybe 1:30 my time, something like that, and had kind of gotten his channel taken down. Um, I think obviously that's kind of the first point of topic. The thing that I will say is this isn't the first time this has happened, and I think that it could definitely be restored, but that's like a major problem for someone's channel to just be randomly shut down like that. We can actually just take a look real quick once again, since this is kind of the most important topic at hand. We'll get into some of the other stuff too that once again Richard called the Bitcoin top, right? The $65,000. It only went above his call for one day. And how long did it actually go to 69,000? Not very long before it tumbled back down. I don't have an echo on my side. Maybe you'll have to kind of fix your side. But anyways, let's just share the screen real quick, and y'all can see what I'm talking about. So let me just do a little refresh here. Oh, and I still got the SCIVIVE logo from the other video that I did. We'll just switch that back. So scroll down here, and Richard's saying, hello again, YouTube creators. My channel was just banned in the middle of a live stream. I think it might have to do with all the other YouTubers that were hacked at the same time today, which I had no idea about. Kind of interesting. Could you check, please? Thanks. And so this was his video once again. And if we click it, it says, video unavailable. This video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. So that's just kind of like the most recent thing that I guess is going on. I see Funding Jim and a whole bunch of other guys right now. They're you can see they're all streaming right now. Crypto Kool-Aid and Machiavelli and Steph. So shout out to those guys. I would be joining, but I do have this commitment, right? So want to stay consistent with the commitment. Let's just say what's up to the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Sunday. Good day, good afternoon, good night. Bree, how's it going? Nice to see you, Bree. Hope you're doing well today. Benny Blanco, like and retweet. Bitfinesse says, I'd like to see Richard Hart run a redundant feed of his streams on rh.com afternoon all. I totally agree. Richard's talked about this before, that, hey, if someone's system, like say YouTube, is running shoddy, right? Then do something better and build something better. But he's like, man, do I really have to build a better YouTube, or do I really have to do all these other things? But sounds like we'll have to figure out some sort of solution where this isn't happening, because once again, that is where the fish are. But it's kind of hard to preach to the choir or to the new fish if you're just being shut down randomly in the middle of your stream with kind of no warnings. Yeah, completion fails. Nice to see you. What's up, Bran? How are you, friend? Hope all is well. Doing great. Doing absolutely great. Yeah, Richard's background today too looked amazing, right? I like how in the past he used to not blur out. He used to be able to like show the Swarovski crystal craze and things like this with the thing on top. But then now he kind of has that blurred, and then he's kind of like the center. I kind of like the settings that he's got going on there. Java Sparrow says, Funding Jim has a stream too, trying to get in touch with Richard Hart. I see that. Yeah, I've got a stream playing on my other phone here, just with zero volume, so I can kind of just see what all the other people are saying. So appreciate you saying that. Craig Wadding says, HexTube, next project. Oh, well, totally. Let's see what's up with everyone else. I still can't believe this happened. Well, and why are we in crypto? It's for censorship resistance, because otherwise it is just a latency ridden, super slow blockchain. And you could do something better with I think Richard's talked about like an SQL server and things like this. So you could do a lot more if you didn't have that censorship resistance. But that's the whole point of it, is because things like this that happen to YouTube can happen anywhere else. And so I think it's awesome that we're in the right place, and someone like Richard is kind of teaching the right ideals. But when you said that you can't believe it happened, I mean, I can believe it happened, and they did the same thing to Hexologist, right? we were watching Hexologist one time, randomly shut off his channel, and he never swears, at least in his videos, and his live streams were totally family friendly. Same thing with Big Pep. They randomly shut down Big Pep one time, and we've seen this with Richard Hart actually twice now. So let's scroll up a little bit. T-Bird, hope all is well. I finally catch a stream. I finally catch a brand stream. A1R Handler says, hey, is Richard coming on? He hasn't reached out to me. I would guess that, that Funding Jim had mentioned that he's trying to reach out to Richard right now and maybe get him on his live stream. But hey, if Richard ever wants to come on, he's welcome. Would be the first time that I would have him on. So maybe after PULSECHAIN launches, I'd love to interview Richard. Enough of YouTube. I never liked the excuse about that's where the eyeballs are. Cancel YouTube. Well, I mean, I do agree. I do agree with it. I think things like Twitter Spaces are similar, where it's like at least we're not getting shut down and completely banned. So that's good. Bo Garcia, did they cancel Richard Hart's YouTube channel? Yes. If we go over here, the thing that I will say is, once again, Richard has been, removed and restored. But after a while, it's like that saying where it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Where it's like, okay, how many times are we gonna, deal with this BS? Even though that is kind of where all the eyeballs are. So maybe he could multi-stream again like he's done in the past. Let me say hi to the rest of the chat. Sweetheart Cindy, how are you doing, Cindy? Hope you and your husband are doing well. Let's hope your account is okay too. Well, that's why I got backups. That's what we got. Brian Jones, Steve Johnston, and we got SCIVIVE Hexagon, at least on YouTube. And then I've got Brian Jones as well that has a few clips. So I could always switch if they did ban me, which is why I did the redundancy in the first place. Hope the audio is good. Once again, with me going from the girlfriend's apartment to my house and stuff, I'm using 2 separate mixer boards, and the audio levels are still the same. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I had a problem in the Hex conference where the mic wasn't close enough to my face. So it is now, hoping that it's not clipping or anything, that it sounds good. Audio is fine. MC Coiner, how's it going? Billy B, YouTube gatekeeping Richard and the Hexicans. Well, and if you had nothing to fear, then they wouldn't be doing it. Or I wouldn't think that a random bot or algorithm would just, ban his account. Let's see. Andrew Scheffler, can we hang out? Kind of a broad question. Not too sure where you live and all these other things, but there's a handful of Hexicans in the Washington State area, Seattle area that that I've hung out with. And yeah, Heavy Metal Hexican. Oh yeah, definitely go check out their YouTube channel. I know that we should be doing a little collab sometime. New Hexican kind of streaming, and I really liked your guys' first stream. It was really good. Big Sim 69, Brand, you got some crumbs on the mic. I ain't falling for that. But I guess Richard kind of did the other day with the mic arm. So that was kind of funny. Crypto Zanji. So are we going to see Richard on your live? Once again, so Funding Jim right now, and everyone, you can pull this up on a little second tab, but Gary, he's got a stream going too with Steph and Crypto Kool-Aid and Market Belly. Y'all should like that video too. But I don't know. Sounds like Richard might be going on their stream. I'm not too sure. He's able to come on this stream if he ever wants. I guess I could just pull up my messages and see if anything is there. But without further ado, Richard did call the Bitcoin top again. And I think that the thumbnail that I used is absolutely perfect for kind of what is going on. And, I remember following Richard in 2017 since about March 15th. And hey, Sculpting and ZBrush, nice to see you, man. Hope all is well. Good to see you. But when Richard had called the top in 2017, myself and a lot of other people were like, it can't be true. I don't want this to be. But then it ended up being the case. And so he did the same thing this year. And once again, people thought it was going to go to 100K. People thought these other things. And that just ended up not being the case. Let's go over to nomics.com and kind of just see where everything is aligning. Actually, since I'm still on Twitter, let me share the screen over here. So since I'm still on Twitter, let me just show everyone kind of the photo. And I totally copied this from another Hexican's profile picture. So, shout out to that Hexican. I should give them credit, but let me scroll down right here. So Rand Nooner was saying, what are we buying? And I was just saying Hex. But I think this meme, it's a play off of another meme, right? They just put the Hex stuff there. But this is so true, right? Where everyone thinks that they need to have some majorly diversified portfolio and be in 100 different altcoins and things like this. So you can see, Bitcoin, Doge, Ethereum, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, but they're all kind of crumbling, and Hex is just kind of like coddling the McDonald's employee now. They got to go back to McDonald's. But I really think that that's kind of the case. And Richard talks about vertical integration. I mean, what is vertical integration? It's not having to go outside of these other sources. People like, companies like Amazon and things like that do a really good job of vertical integration. And so does Facebook, where and so does Apple. Like Apple's an absolutely perfect example, where instead of going to the competitor for some of these other things, it might be horizontally, you kind of just go straight up and kind of have like a whole empire, like a walled garden, as Richard says. All right, so we're going to go over here at anomics.com. And once again, Richard's top call is absolutely not only in profit, but really kind of going to show you what this space is doing currently. And the reason this is so good for Hex is because Hex's liquidity is tied to USDC. And so it's decorrelated from Bitcoin and Ethereum's bear market and price fluctuations when they go down, because once again, most of our liquidity is not tied over there. Let's see, Andrew. I don't really like, I'm under the opinion of someone else that said this the other day, that I don't really like doing the price predictions and things like that. I mean, at the end of the day, Bitcoin is it's as Crypto Kool-Aid says, it really is like that fax machine. And so can't really give you an answer there, but like, why should people even be caring about Bitcoin? Like, what can you do with it? All you can do is buy it or sell it or send it. Like, can't really do much. It's just here because it happened to be the first one. So anyways, Bitcoin's at 35,510, Ethereum under $2,500. Tether's doing its little thing. And, you can see that they ticked over right before I did the stream. This was all red except for Hex. And I put that in the thumbnail, I believe. 1 second. Let me mute my main phone. But once again, I think it's cool to see Hex, even after Clay with Nomics had made some changes. We're still back in the top 10. We had climbed from like 25 or something like that after they had made some of those changes. But I think Hex, once we see PulseChain coming out, once we've seen PulseX coming out, it's really just going to be in the future. I mean, I could see a lot of these other top 10s kind of, rearranging and seeing things like Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, and, eHex kind of all being the top 4 and things like this. Let me come back to the chat and just see what everyone's doing. Once again, Funding Jim does have a stream that y'all can do kind of on the side, or if you guys want to go over there too. They're talking about Richard most recently being banned, or at least terminated is what the account says. So this wizard says, yo man, how's it going? Doing good. Hope you're doing well. Got a question for you. What's your strategy with Hex concerning upcoming Pulse launch? You gonna stake on both or choose one over the other? That's a good question. So I already have my staking ladder, right, on Ethereum Hex right now, the only Hex that exists currently. I already have that very set up well. As far as doing one or the other, I'm not going to do that, right? Obviously, I know that PulseChain is going to have a lot cheaper fees, but I can also afford some of the fees on eHex if I wanted to do stakes over there as well. That said, if I am starting any new stakes, I mean, I really don't see a reason to get screwed over in fees, especially when, things like Bitcoin, things like Ethereum, they're both running on proof of work, mining algorithms. And so with kind of the way that some of these regulations and governments and things like that are going, Richard had mentioned this, and I know Brandon with Rags to Riches has kind of talked about this, but they very well could be, regulated, or things like proof of work could be, looked down upon when it comes to all of the green energy stuff. And I think things like that would be super good for PulseChain. And once again, Hex on PulseChain, which is just Hex. So to answer your question, yeah, any new stakes and things like that, I'll probably just be doing on Hex on PulseChain. Seeing a lot of new names here. Just want to say once again, thanks everyone for being here. What an amazing time it is. Mario Mahaska says, hey guys, crazy stuff. We need to stick together, support Richard and Hexicans, and don't forget about Jesus Christ. I pray all of you find him very, very, very soon. I never felt love like Jesus. Awesome. Nice to see you, Mario. Easy says, Richard needs pulse tube. Hey, I like it. Let's see. Rothko says, this was done by the notorious Hex stream. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting, conspiracy. So this was done by the notorious Hex stream chat spammer webcams. He hated Richard Hart's slick new setup, which was the ultimate webcam stream ever in the history of webcams. That is funny, Rothko. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the Hexicans for just amazing humor. Good comedy. HexTube is next. I know when we had initially rated Joker, and nice to see Joker. He's a great Hexican too. I know he was initially on DLive, and we were all on DLive at that time. And he had mentioned, hey, if I get enough money from this Hex, like some of you other Hexicans are talking about, I'd love to buy DLive. And so I think that is kind of like an important step, right? Is censorship, is free speech. If everyone kind of looks at my shirt real quick, let me stand up real quick so you can kind of see blockchains are speech, and speech is a protected human right. So it's kind of like talking about the PulseChain sacrifice. That is now more relevant today than ever. And once again, it's something that's universal. And same thing with PulseX. That freedom of movement is a protected right, and the right to assemble. So I think Richard really hit the nail on the head. And what I was going to say is I think things like what has happened with YouTube currently, stuff like this is part of the problem, and you need to be able to be heard and get your word out there if other platforms are just shutting you down. So that is something we'll have to talk about in the future. Hey, Sensei Dozy, nice to see you, my friend. Let me scroll up a little bit. Bran, I know the real reason why Richard was taken off the air. It was an orchestrated attack by none other than Matty Allen. That's funny. Richard mentioned my boxing match coming up with Matty Allen at PulseXCon in Vegas, and Matty got scared and tried to take him out. That's funny. Michael Fatsa says, okay, cool. I haven't read this comment yet. Says, they are banning him for making the common man rich. I would not disagree with that. Have you noticed that crypto is being co-opted by venture capitalists, and the threshold for airdrops is excluding the small bags? Richard Hart is an obstacle. I completely agree with that sentiment just in general, where you look at some of these other gatekeepers and you look at some of these other things that they're doing, people like BitBoy, and I know Richard said, like, don't rag on BitBoy, but hey, I'm not going to attack on him, but I am going to rag on him. People like him. I used to follow JSnip4 in 2017, who just was a big Litecoin shill and these other things. But you have to realize having discernment, and that's what I realized with Richard. Was I was following Richard and many other YouTube streamers, but Richard was always the one that did have a care for the common man and the common individual. And so to see that things like this are happening, where a lot of people's followers, they're being led straight to the meat grinder and to the margin trading and to things that people know are going to be detrimental to people's health, to people's relationships, to people's finance, and they still feed them into the meat grinder. I think that shows a lot about what Richard is doing, is trying to, as Crypto Heartbeat says, where it's like giving a hand up, not a hand out. And I've got a whole bunch of little videos that I want to be making in regards to some of that I'll be doing in the future. They can't have Richard Hart giving power to the common man. This taking power from them. Okay, so answered that guy's question. Thanks everyone for being here. We got 96 people. Dope mirror in the BG in the background. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I see the little mirror showing one of the lights. Oh yeah, the mirror. Yeah, the little sun, the sun mirror. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My girlfriend's got some good decorations. Shout out to the GF. Black Guy Ferrari. That's a cool name. Says, what's up? How you doing, man? Jerry Oaksmith. Got my new Bluetooth headset. I can hear you loud and clear. Awesome, Jerry. How's it going, my bro? Looking forward to hanging out with you. And 1 second here.
Does that fit now? Yeah. You can see all of them? Okay. All right, guys. So I'm just, I'm going to play it through and just whatever it says here. We'll see what happens. They thought it was a scam.
Sorry.
It wasn't a scam.
1 second. Let's watch Funding Jim's video real quick. Because I see Richard Hart on 1 second here. Let me share the screen. Because once again, I mean, I think that obviously it's important. Let's scroll over here.
The main that hits in a couple months. Who else sacrificed? I know the Moon Carl has sacrificed. I know that Ivan has sacrificed. I know really big names that have never said a nice thing about Hex have participated and are going to participate in PulseChain. And there's also a reason that the PulseChain chat room is 50% larger than the Hex chat room, even though the Hex chat room is 10 times older. It's just an easier sales pitch. Hex is something new and innovative no one's ever seen before. But a faster, cheaper, higher throughput, lower latency, doesn't destroy the environment, burns the coins, has no inflation copy of Ethereum, which is PulseChain. People understand that very easy. They understand that very easily. Oh, it doesn't destroy the environment. Oh, it burns the fees. Oh, there's no inflation. It's the world's largest free airdrop. Oh, they understand that very, very easily. So PulseChain, I think there's a reason that it has so many more users in the chat room. And I think it's because it's easier for people to understand it. I think having the world's largest airdrop is really compelling, really, really compelling. And then if you get people to bridge in their ERC20s, to pair them with their free PRC20s and be liquidity providers and get made money on fees, when have you ever got the other side of the pair for free? It's awesome.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if that was actually Richard, on their stream or not. But I guess it's a recording from earlier. And yeah, Richard's talking about PulseChain and what PulseX is going to do, and kind of just the power of getting that copy for free. Let me show those comments there. Cool. So yeah, shout out to Funding Jim for doing that. We got AJ Rip City Hex in the house, says, what's up, my Hexican peeps? How's it going, AJ? David Morales, Rothko, you demand, bro. Marion, nice to see you. She says, great work, BallietBran. All right, let's go back up in the chat real quick and just see what people are saying here. Yeah, Dope Mirror. Crypto BO4 says RedTube. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's what almost like PulseTube sounds like it could be if people know the, if you know where that initially came about. Whose wife did Richard Hart bang to get banned? I don't know, but I guess clearly he pissed off the wrong person. That's funny. Oh, my God. All right, let's see. Michael says, you must understand Hex, PulseChain, PulseX takes people out of the jurisdiction of governments legally. They can't have an ecosystem outside of their control. Well, that's one thing, yeah, about cryptocurrency, that once again, it's similar to like the internet and just cryptography in general, where it does give power back to the common person, and allowing things like PulseX, PulseChain, and even Hex. It's almost like what the accredited investors in the equities market used to only be able to invest in. And that kind of screws over the common person that can't qualify for the accredited investing, because now they're not able to invest in things that give them outsized gains and returns. And so you're definitely right that, yeah, things like what Richard is doing does give the power back to the people, and it is kind of boosting up the middle class and things like that. We do got a super chat. Alan feels says, Balliet, nice haircut. The beard is coming in nicely, sir. Yep. You can see my good French genetics. That's hilarious. Nice to see you. Thanks, man. Hex Ninja Turtle. Hey, mate. But yeah, once again, it's been fun to follow Richard for all of this time, because when I initially got into crypto, I never expected it to be more than just money. But it really is kind of similar to like that cypherpunk movement, where it's like, no, this isn't just for money. This is for like freedom and sovereignty as well. And, you know, being your own bank and things like this, I think really have a different level of responsibility than what people are used to. Once again, being sovereign, being able to kind of be in control of yourself and almost self-sustaining, as opposed to, you know, having to rely on the government or handouts and things like this. So DS Crypto says, so much hex sacrificed out of circulation, T-shares ratcheting up faster and faster, so many catalysts. Yeah, let's get into some of that. So we'll go to apphex.win/charts. Give me just a second here to pull it up on the share screen. Because when you realize how much hex, as you mentioned, is taking out of the supply, it's quite ridiculous. And what we saw kind of last time with PULSECHAIN, with its sacrifice, is it almost seems to be somewhat of a lagging indicator, I guess you could say, where you can just see how much has been taken out of sacrifice, but that won't really affect a whole bunch of things until, you know, slowly but surely and a little bit later. But this is going to make the pumps so much faster and higher than before, because more people will have, you know, less hex to say dumping on the top and things like this. But let's just take a look at what this is saying. So once again, apphex.win/charts. So let's just zoom in over here, and we're going to take a look. So you can see circulating, right? And then you can see the PULSECHAIN sacrifice has 113.15 billion hex. Now, presumptually, that's 113.15 billion hex. That's, you know, not ever going to be, I mean, there is no expectations, but at least that's, you know, hex that people most likely would have sold that now they're not going to be able to. You can see how much is staked, and then you can see the little itty bitty that's there for the Pulse X sacrifice, which is 2.15 billion. Okay, now I was talking with Hex Element. We're going to go to pulsex.com. We're going to go to pulsex.com, and once again, we're actually over $1 billion. This is just tracking like not all of the actual tokens that have been sacrificed to my knowledge. But so once again, almost at $1 billion. But what we saw last time with, say, the PULSECHAIN sacrifice was it was right around this area. And let me just zoom in a smidge. So right when the volume bonus ends was kind of when the OA and the large amount of hex was sacrificed. I don't see any reason for that to be different this time. And I think that a lot of us should at least be planning for that to happen. Whether it does or doesn't is another thing, but I don't see why history wouldn't be repeating itself. Hexy Bastard says, hey, Bran, how's it going, Hexy Bastard? Nice to see you, man. Yeah, once again, everyone go check out his channel. He's doing absolutely great work. And, you know, I'll tell you what, there's the second biggest community to Americans, I was thinking, was the Australians at first, because there's a whole bunch. And now I'm almost thinking it's the, you know, the people from the UK and things like that. So you guys have a lot of great work that you're doing over there, and videos and streams. And I think it's awesome how global we are. So shout out to you, man. You're doing some awesome work. I look forward to coming on your show sometime. I know we just need to, you know, get my schedule aligned with your guys's and the time zones, but we'll definitely be making that happen. So let's scroll up here and just take a look. So the people that sacrificed on day one, you know, almost are doing twice as better as what the rate is today, because it's almost like $2 for every 10,000 points, where day one, it was obviously $1 for every 10,000. So it's cool to see the way that this is kind of working as well, where you got the big bonding curve, and then it kind of shows you where you're at in line. So that's pretty much all of the details there. And once again, this might not be a super long stream, kind of just cover some of the comments that people have and questions that people have. And then, you know, I'll probably just get back to going to work out downstairs, and then maybe go watch Funding Dreams stream a little bit later, because that sounds like it might be running a little bit longer than this one. Hello from the UK, Jazzy Raza. And I guess if anyone does have any questions, please reach out. Actually, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I guess now would be a good time to plug that. Myself and Nagabo, him and I are going to be live streaming. So I'll probably do the Nagabo intro as the outro today, but we will be doing that. And I look forward to streaming with Naga. He's having a big party in Vegas. Let me actually get over to his website real quick here. 1 second, y'all. All right, let's share the screen right here. Let me remove the comments. So yeah, this is it's nagahexpulseconparty.com, but Nagabo's Hexagon Mansion Party. And I don't know if this is the actual venue or if this is just like a photo of what they kind of expect it to be. But Nagabo had said in his, like right here, a red carpet affair, so dress to impress if you're going to be coming to this event. I think it's like just $100, something like that, to actually, to have a ticket, which is going to include, all of the drinks and things like that. But I'll be streaming with Naga once again, 1 p.m. Wednesday, Pacific Standard Time. And we'll kind of be going over this a little bit more. I guess there's already the location, which is unique. Let me actually pull this sucker up on, since I didn't see this before and we're seeing it live, let me just pull this up on that's a big mansion on Google Images, and we'll just take a look here. 1 second, y'all. Hopefully this pulls up. Okay, cool. So this is gonna be the mansion party. This is really cool. Once again, my first time seeing this. Got the little palm trees right here, but it looks like this is going to be the venue that the mansion party happens. So don't know if I can see all of the photos right now, but once again, that's cool that they got that there. Peter Crozen says, when will the snapshot phase be? We don't know yet, right? Richard did mention, and I do got to cover that, the actual bridge, not the official one, but like a test bridge is running right now from Ethereum to PulseChain. But Richard hasn't announced it yet. There's still some things that they need to do. He had mentioned that the other token that has no name yet, the incentive token, they still need to get that kind of solidified, I believe. And then same thing with the, what is it, like the automated market maker, like FixerBot. I think they still kind of need to test that out and make sure that that's functioning good as well. So to answer your question, Richard did say that he would give not like an exact block height, but possibly a range of time. I don't know. My guess would be like a week, a week time range. But you'll have a little bit of time, and Richard did mention that he would at least give a little bit of a heads up. But the thing that I will say to that, because I know so many people, they did this with Big Payday, where they try and game the system and they try and find the optimal price setting for them of what they can do with the snapshot for the hard fork. Is just, I would kind of just have those eggs in a line, those ducks in a line right now to make sure that you're good for when that happens. Let's see here. Heavy Metal Hexagon says, I think we're going to start seeing Hex commercials during the Super Bowl. Well, I know I did a little video of Cabana Crypto's stream, and he had Motley on, and he had Agape Hex, I think. But there is a chance for the Hexagons to have like a NASCAR, so that would have like a complete vinyl wrap, I believe. And then same thing with the team. And I got that on my channel. They're waiting, I think, till the 25th, if I got that right, of just seeing if they're going to have all of the funds to be able to do so. But yeah, we could definitely start seeing, Super Bowl ads. That's cool. But once again, what's a commercial? Maybe 30 seconds, as opposed to actually having the NASCAR thing. Let me see what Benny's putting over here. Nice to see you, Benny. Hope you're doing great today. Let me go over to my stream real quick and just click what this Twitter link is. 1 second here. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people in the chat. Easy, please don't spam like that. But I know what you mean. Richard needs Pulse Tube. Ryan Lopez, Hexagons will prevail. I saw you last night in the Hedron chat, man. Nice to see you. And once again, Ryan is the main guy behind HexDailyStats.com. So Nice to see you, man. Appreciate what you do. Once again, Hexicans, no expectation of the work of others and things like this, but people like Ryan are really doing a good job. A link to Richard's stream. We should replay it on our channels. LOL. Awesome. I'm not going to replay it on this channel per se because I don't want to get taken down just like Richard did. But yeah, I'll probably upload that to. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Richard live on Funding Gym now. Let's just go see if this is true. If it is, we'll play the outro and get on out of here. 1 second.
Well, should be good enough. Hello again, YouTube creators. Is that really their one? 6.4 million. Channel just been in the middle of a live stream. I think it might have to do with all the other YouTubers that were hacked at the same time today.
Okay. Yeah, it does sound like he might be live over there. So yeah, I guess okay. So I guess it's like a pre-recorded video. It might not be live, but anyways, we'll finish up right here. Don't really have much more to say. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on other than Richard called the top. Things like Hex, PulseChain, PulseX. We're all kind of just looking forward to that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really don't have much more than that. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Vegas and hanging out with all the great Hexicans. And who do you have to? Let's see. Who do you have to win the Super Bowl? I really don't follow football, nor do I really care. Richard Hart would be the best halftime performance. The man is known to cut a rug on the dance floor. That is true. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys and gals. We don't really have much more than this. I mean, once again, I don't really see any major questions in the chat or things to be really covering right now. So I guess the last thing I was going to say was the actual ramp itself, the bridge. It's pulseramp.com. I can just share that real quick with everyone that hasn't seen it before. Let's just put that right here. And then, yeah, we'll kind of end the video, I guess not abruptly, but we'll end the video soon so we can then go over to Funding Jim's channel. So pulseramp.com is the website. And then give me 1 second. We'll link Funding Jim's channel. And then I'll honestly just play the outro and kind of just go listen to him while I get a workout. So let me just put in the link. Give me 1 second, y'all. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Once again, I like to do this stream weekly and on a consistent basis, even if there's not a whole bunch to talk about, just to kind of refresh with everyone. Wednesday, we got the stream with Nagabo. I've got some other things in the lineup as well. So thanks, everyone. Love y'all. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, night, or afternoon. We're going to play the outro and get on out of here.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to comment. Yeah. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey. Motherfucking jackpot. We still jackpot, bitch!
Thank you, Richard, for creating and founding the most amazing and disruptive financial technology cryptocurrency ever. Thank you, sir. And nice streams, Mr. BallietBran.